What's up, everyone?
Hey, welcome to another edition of the Zebras. Noah Hickman.
I'm Sean Graham, and this is the Guitar Edition. Rock on! Kind of messed up there. Anyways, in our first story,
we have... Alright, there, you heard it first from the Zebras. Andy Meyer on the line.
In our next story...
Yeah, in our next story...
Noah plays guitar. Alrighty then. Today, in Wisconsin, we got a story about some emo kids who were helping local companies by cutting their labels onto their skin. Yes. They've been doing this, like, a bunch of different labels, like Target and BP. And
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, and ironically enough,
Band-Aid brand. Now, we have a reporter on the line by the name of Nikki Green. Nikki, we hear that you've personally investigated the matter.
Yes, I have.
Of the emo advertising. Now, what is your view on emo? Could this work?
No, it couldn't.
No, you don't think so?
No.
I think it's a very effective means of advertising. Because, you know, if you have, like, emo parties or something where they all sit in one big corner and cut themselves, hey, what's that? Oh, that's BP, you know?
Yeah, go buy their gas.
Exactly.
But they've done things like Band-Aid ads. I can understand bands for emos because most of part of their lives, but Band-Aid ads, cigarette ads, it's just idiocy.
Band-Aid ads, that's like, just plain ironic.
The Band-Aids heal my wounds.
Yeah. I stuck on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aids cut on me. Oh, right, yeah. That's mighty interesting. Who came up with this scheme?
I have no idea. It just probably started with one person and then multiplied.
Yeah, most ideas do, I suppose. I mean, this is only adding to the... It's like any ideal.
All right.
This, most I suppose it wasn't that hard to get emos to cut themselves in the first place. If you Anyway, but yeah,
kind of hard to get them to stop.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Nikki, yes, all right. I'll call you later.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah. In other news, Sean plays guitar.
Yeah.
So let's hear it.
Yeah.
That was. I'm jealous of your mad guitar skill. I'm not gonna lie.
I've never even heard a guitar. What's it called?
Guitar.
I've never heard of one of those before.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you've obviously never played one. Oh.
Oh well, because it's so good. I'm just good at everything. In our next story.
Yes, there was a boy in Florida. This is tragic. Who was beaten to death with a crucified Jesus. Now,
it's interesting.
Yeah, this trinket was used to actually kill this child in Florida, and these people. There's a religious cult that has been started overseas of people who've seen the bruises, the cross-shaped bruises on the boy's arms, and see it as a good omen. Millions have flown from overseas to see this boy's grave in Florida. That's just amazing. Yeah, why someone would that's just blows my mind. So,
whatever.
Religion, you know.
In our next story.
And finally,
Noah plays his guitar.
Again.
Yeah! Rock on! Yeah!
Woohoo!
It's like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Woohoo! Rock on!
Alright. In our next story, an interesting find.
Yeah.
We found that Osama bin Laden and George Bush are actually the same person.
Think about it. They've never been seen in the same room before.
No, they haven't.
And we can call our analyst back, Andy Meyer. I'm sure he's got something interesting to say.
I'll bet he does.
All right, let's get Andy on the line. Excuse us.
While I play my guitar some more.
my guitar. Alright,
Did I do that to you?
No, but I can't. Alright. Hello, Mr. Meyer. We have another interesting story for you to comment upon here on the vodcast.
Oh, yes.
Yes, have you heard of the controversy? Some people believe that George W. Bush and Osama bin Laden are the same person.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
Really?
Not in the least.
Now, why do you, I mean, there has to be some, you seem very ardent about this. I mean, what are some of the reasons for you? I mean, I know they've never been really seen in the same room before, and that's a big, thing.
Oh, no, they haven't.
And the more Bush is publicized, the less we hear about Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense, though, that Osama bin Laden and George W. Bush should be the same person, because, as you said, they've never been seen in the same room together.
Yeah.
Well, they've searched pretty much every cave in Afghanistan, and have never been able to find Osama bin Laden.
Mm-hmm.
Or so they think.
I mean, I actually heard reports from a informant we have in the Marine Corps, and he said that they did find Osama bin Laden, but he was changing back to Bush, and it was never released to the public.
Yeah, but that was top, just like when Cheney shot that one guy. It was released to the public.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's actually, if you've paid any attention, Cheney's being let off without charge, even though if it were any other person who was out hunting and accidentally shot their friend, even if it was not an accident, which I doubt it was an accident, Mr. Cheney should be sent to jail. But, of course, because he is rich.
He's the vice president.
Yeah.
And vice president.
And he's got Osama on his back.
Oh, yes, and Osama bin Laden. The thing is, if you've ever paid attention to any of Bush's speeches, he constantly makes references to countries in the Middle East following the United States political agenda.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. Now, while we're on the subject of the Cheney incident a couple weeks back, have you ever considered that Cheney was merely inspired by Aaron Burr?
Who?
Aaron Burr. Back in the 1800s, he shot Alexander Hamilton.
Oh, yes.
Now, I mean, maybe this is just coming back to inspire other vice presidents.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
A trend.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. And I also heard and this is actually, serious, is that Cheney, they wouldn't let the police interview him the day of the incident.
Yes. And if you were at all paying attention to any of the fairly reliable news reports, which, mind you, there are very few, Mr. Cheney refused to inform anyone of the incident on the day, meaning the president did not even know.
Yeah.
Which I believe was because he was filming yet another Osama bin Laden video and continued to screw up.
Yeah.
Now, the Osama bin Laden, with that being Bush, you have to think about it. Osama bin Laden is a tactical genius.
Yes.
Or so he said. George Bush could barely spell his way out of a paper bag.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he could even do that.
He's just pretending. So then they will never suspect.
He's pretending to be smart. He's pretending to be an idiot, or he's reading cue cards.
Mm-hmm. And maybe this isn't his fault. I mean, a multiple personality disorder?
Maybe.
Or quite possibly being led by Karl Rove. As if you've paid any attention, he's been behind every major Republican in history.
Yeah, that's very true. But so has Fox News. Who, by the way, Fox News has completely downplayed the Cheney incident.
Oh, yes. And I'm sorry about that. It seems that my little brother needed to use the telephone, but I have kicked him off, so.
That is quite all right.
Yes, I apologize.
That's okay. We'll only be docking $50 out of your paycheck this time.
Oh. Yes. I'll have to deal with it.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, it's okay, because you still live
being stationed over here in Mongolia really doesn't help.
Yeah, how are things in Mongolia? Any scandals to be spoken of?
Well, there was that one, the neighbors over there, he got caught sleeping with his wife's daughter.
Oh, really?
Well, because
so he was sleeping with his own daughter, you mean?
No, it was his stepdaughter.
Oh.
At the same time, he was sleeping with his stepdaughter's grandmother.
That's disgusting.
It was very disgusting, but you have to realize that the grandmother was only about 20 years older than the granddaughter. Mongolia. People don't live long.
Yeah, well, I suppose, enjoy life, I suppose. Well, thank you very much.
You are
perfect. All right, yes.
Yeah, there we have it, our analyst, Andy Meyer, thank you. We'll call you once again if we need any advice or commentary on stories. Thanks. Bye. Okay.
Our next story,
Sean plays guitar. Woohoo! Again. Rock on, Sean.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, very nice. And in our last story, this is very odd. A routine egg harvest gone terribly, terribly wrong. We actually we know something's wrong. We don't know what's wrong because we sent 3 of our old analysts before Mr. Meyer there in, and well, they haven't been heard of since.
I don't know. Must be really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all we have for you today on the show. Oh no, I lied. The coolness award of the week. I always forget the coolness award of the week. Always.
What is wrong with you?
The coolness award of the week this week goes to Nikki Green. She did comment on the emo story that we had, the emo advertising. So
emos.
Yeah, and so that's who it'll go to this week. Thank you for watching the Zebras.
Yeah.
All right, peace out.
Yeah, zebras.
All right. Which way? Yeah.
See, this is stripes.
Yeah.
And it also makes a Z, see?
And an S. So Xenos ends with Z. All right, let's... Yeah.